you in the gym, staying there for a quick sec, are you in the gym every day? Are you
I'm moving my body every single day. So
and is this weight
365.
training? Is this?
Yeah. So for me, it's about 4 to 5 days a week in weight training. I've toyed around and usually will, based on the type of year, like right now I'm swimming a lot more and swimming laps. When it's cold outside, I'm usually doing more like yoga and things along those lines. So I try and rotate kind of like my supplemental days, but yeah, for me, it's weights. Like weights, just there's something about it because I grew up in sports and we were always doing weight training, and that's just kind of a part of what's burned and ingrained into my DNA now. That I know when I can compete against myself in the gym, I can go out and compete at a high level in life.
You work out by yourself?
I rotate between, having a couple of buddies. I always work out better, hands down, when I have somebody there to kind of hold me accountable and work out. But it's not the buddy who wants to shoot the shit in the gym. Like when we get in there to sweat, to get after it.
Yeah.
But I also have, over this last year, kind of like I've looked at like certain people that actually do work out by themselves. Like, for example, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Every time he's filming a video, homie's in there by himself. Like, it's almost like, when you looked at Kobe a lot of the time, when he was working out at 2 to 4 in the morning, there really wasn't anybody in the fucking gym with him. Right. So it was like this beast mode mentality of like, do I really need somebody in here to hold me accountable? Am I that big of a bitch that I need to call someone to get my best workout? And I would apply that in certain areas of life. Is like, when you think about, I've always been a big like accountability, extreme ownership. And you think about it, whether it's in terms of hiring somebody into your organization and like, oh, you need to build in all this stuff to hold them accountable. And I'm like, when I think about the most successful, the high performers, the high achievers, they really don't need accountability. The only accountability they have or need is with themselves. And so for me, it's like, how do I get to that next level of accountability with myself? Because oftentimes there are those days where I'm like, that negative self-talk, shit, I don't want to do this, or I'm not going to do this. And then I don't, right? And for me, it's like, how do I get to a level of accountability where I don't need anybody else or any incentive beyond me? That's kind of the code I'm trying to crack for myself.
That's really cool. Do you have any tripwires for yourself that when you drop below a certain weight that you can pick up, when you can see your belly popping out of your shirt, when your body fat percentage goes above a certain metric? Like, do you have like, I might vary a little bit in my strength or my speed or my whatever, but do you have a like never fucking below this number or never below?
I don't. For me, it's never an external measurement. For me, it's always internal. And how do I feel? How do I see myself internally? And I guess that's more of like a gut feeling. It's a good question, but for me, no, it's, I was for me, I just want to look good naked and enjoy having sex with my wife. So like physically, I want to feel good when I'm naked. And then, other than that, it really is just based off of feeling and how do I feel about myself? So there's been times I've been a little fluffier and I feel fucking great about myself. And there's been other times where I'm shredded and I'm still not like satisfied with it. So I usually go off of kind of that emotional feeling instead of like markers or measurements and things like that.
Yeah, that's
Good
cool,
question.
man.
I've never really thought about that.
Yeah, I definitely have a couple of those, and I listed them actually as my examples. Like
body fat percentage.
Body fat percentage is one that I watch because I just think that's an indicator for me that keeps me on track. And if I see it trending in the wrong direction, I'm like, yeah, that's probably because I'm fucking eating ice cream at 9 o'clock at night. I need to maybe dial that down a little bit. But the other one is just, there's been times when I've looked in the mirror and I could see my stomach was pushing out maybe even further than my chest. And I was like, that's fucked up, man. If my stomach is pushing out further than my chest, I gotta do something about that.
Yeah. I would say, because I have never swung too far in one direction or the other, I've always kind of been like a slow and steady kind of guy.
Yeah.
If I had more extremes in my life, I probably would be tracking those things more.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of friends and mentors that do.
Had a lot of fucking extremes. I'm 169 right now, and I've been 187 And that was a different body, but I also was drinking. I'm not drinking at all right now. I gave up.
Oh, you're clean right now.
I gave up booze. Well, forever. I gave up booze 2 years ago, and I just woke up one morning and I was sitting down and I just thought that was a fucking great ride, but I'm done. I just don't want to do it.
Why?
Oh shit, that's a big. I mean, it's really not that big. I can make it big, like I can make the story big, but the reality is it just was not helping me. Like at one point, you could say it helps you, it helps break the ice, and you know, you adds a lot of joy to your life, and all these things. Like I could make 1,000 excuses why it was not excuses, by the way, 1,000 real reasons why I enjoyed it and why it was great in my life. I just had enough reasons why it wasn't great in my life, and when that scale tipped and I became conscious of it, I was like, I can't consciously do this anymore. And mostly because I'm an all-in kind of guy. I wasn't crashing cars and getting DUIs, but I was definitely abusing alcohol for sure. I was drinking way more than I should have. I'm also, you know me, dude. It's like I'm always ready to make a front row moment. So it's like, dude, I would anytime it would be like, it's a Tuesday. How can we not open up the best bottle of wine we have? It's a fucking Tuesday, right? We made it through Monday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. It's like, I mean, I was the best at just making
front row Tuesdays.
I was the best at making excuses of why to bust out the best bottle of cognac or the best tripel Belgian. You know, it's like I was good at that. I was really good at that. So now I just needed a new way of looking at moments. What happened was I was creating moments with alcohol, but I was also losing others. Yeah. You know, and for every moment I would create with alcohol, I would lose another one because of energy or whatever. It was just you know. Maybe it was like, I just looked at it and I said, you know what? The first half of my life I drank, and the second half of my life I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have just as much fun.
I think those moments of awareness too, where you feel empowered to make a decision.
Yeah, that's it. Decisions.
And you truly follow through on it.
Yep.
You know, that's ultimately where I think for me, I try and get to a place where I don't say one thing and then do the other, because then there's this friction that I really feel internally and it shows up everywhere.
Yep.